really got to get back to work. I know. I have liked it every time. Well, last time I went there, but there's always something I don't like about it too. With every city, it's like that.
Oh, plan a party
There's
when you're here. For
I
sure.
haven't been to a really good kink party in Los Angeles. So please, if I got a new life, I got a
Let's
new
make it
liver, new
ASAP.
life.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, please welcome the magnificent Venus and Bells. That is a very good friend of ours, Mistress Kayla, and also Baby. Baby,
Hi.
these two wonderful women, they're keeping it alive, which is we need. We got to stick together. Kinky people need to stick together. Please welcome, with all due respect and worship, and really look into these women, and especially if you're in LA, Venus and Bells. Welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
All right, I'm gonna ask this question I always started. What's inspiring you these days?
Well, I mean, really just bringing light into people's lives and our own too. After what a couple of crazy years for everybody, I think, and then being able to get out and you know, I mean, we wanted to mix several components opening this place because COVID, led a lot of people to content creation, as well as wanting to be kinky and not being able to. So we wanted a place where people could like film and then also integrate like all the real time parties.
Yeah. So basically, the studio is keeping us inspired at the moment.
And just so you know, I could take me out of the thing,
What?
and then I could bring you back. Just so you
Oh,
know,
What?
just so you're comfortable. And Nico Noir says hello, everyone. The fabulous Nico Noir
Hi.
says oh, says hello, and Shahid Kapoor says, "Hey girls, have you ever trampled a male?" Right off the gate, first question.
Yes. You can look at our video sites and see it for yourself many times.
Yeah.
Mistress Jennifer says, "Hey, Mistress Kayla, miss you."
Hi.
XXO, XOXO. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna get right down to it. Last time we talked, you had your chastity slave in chastity for 109 days.
Yeah, that sounds
That was a
right.
all right. So any update on that?
He's still in chastity.
Get out. That was years ago we talked.
Yeah. He only comes out for like doctor's appointments and
Oh
airplanes.
yeah. Okay, so how do you deal with the begging?
The begging.
Yeah.
Oh, to come out.
Yes.
He's been a long time. He doesn't beg anymore. He likes it now.
So how long does it take for someone to be locked in for them like to reach that point where just I guess it's acceptance, like the five
Yeah.
stages of death. You argue at first, then you accept eventually.
Honestly, it probably took a couple years for him to stop complaining about it.
Do you have any other people in chastity?
I do.
Really?
I have Gary. Hi, Gary. And then yeah, I have a couple other subs, but nobody like he like lives in chastity. I don't have anyone like really living in chastity like him.
Okay. Okay, great. So, okay, let's talk about your events at the studio. You are um, very instrumental at putting on an event. So, what goes on to it from inception? So you get the idea for either a theme or what's the first thing you do?
Usually the first thing we do is just kind of get a well, it depends on what we're doing. So we have like we have weekly events, like we have like a Wednesday worship, and that's kind of just like I don't want to say standard, but like there's no real theme to it. So
Yeah. More like days of the week sort of thing. Like we get the calendar down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like weekly events for people like in the kink community to come out. So
And just we have the standing like names that we alternate, like some weekend like events, then some week events. So it just depends on the week that we'll have one in the middle and then we'll have the next one we'll have the weekend parties. And then add in a weekday somewhere so that everyone kind of from all walks of life can have a chance.
yeah, we're still kind of
Oh,
figuring out like the model like ourselves. So we've probably been doing events for like
Like for 3 months,
3 months
maybe a
maybe.
little longer, 3 or 4 months.
many people think throwing events is all a party. Sure, it is a party, and the point of it is to have a good time. But there's a lot of things that are very difficult, and major hurdles, things, headaches, basically. So, what are the misconceptions that people don't really understand? All that goes into an event. Like, what's things that make it very difficult for you?
I don't
And
think
how
it's
can we help?
very difficult, but it's like a lot more work than people realize. Like, yeah, it's fun and like we obviously like enjoy ourselves too, but it's sort of like stressful, like in the beginning, kind of getting everybody like rallied and like getting everybody together and like trying to get, like, because there's a lot of people that are coming in for their first time and they've like never done sometimes like anything at all before. So it's like trying to get everybody like comfortable and like together and then get everybody to like play a game and like go from there.
And people want our time a lot, so it's hard for us to kind of like, we're spread pretty thin as far as that goes. So it's like, oh, we got to make sure we mingle with everybody, but it's like the hours just go by.
Yeah, it's like impossible sometimes.
Oh, and advertising, because they hate
Oh,
kink.
advertising is hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. How do you get around to advertise? Like, how do you make sure your advertisement is seen?
I mean, honestly, it's very slim. Like, we have to advertise on FetLife or, very vanilla type, like, posts on Instagram and Twitter that, maybe it's implied, but, like, other people might not know. We've been banned from Eventbrite completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Eventbrite, I don't know if they do like if it's people complaining or if they do like kind of like verbiage they look at, but yeah, we've had like 3 different. We just gave up on Eventbrite.
Yeah, we watered it down so many times, and there was no getting around it.
Yeah, I took down all the pictures at like the very end, and then we didn't have the only thing that was pictures of was a studio, but I can't think of what else like they were flagging us for anymore. So yeah.
So, a lot of people have this dream of putting on events and they have no experience at all. At all. So, where does someone like that start?
I mean,
As a client or as someone throwing an event?
Someone wants to throw an event, has never thrown an event before, really has no clue, has the heart,
Huh?
has the spirit, has the heart.
I would say maybe just kind of figure out like what you want to do and then nail down a location and kind of get like your list together and honestly probably figure out how you want to either monetize or like market it.
And like if you have a client base, like definitely like like doing email blasts is a way to make it work. Yeah, and then find just kinky avenues that will allow you to even represent yourself on there.
Yeah, because I think honestly in the beginning it's like unless it's doing one major event and you already have like your guest list sort of down, it takes a minute to build like clientele to come to the parties because you can't really advertise in like a normal sort of way.
Yeah.
Mistress Jennifer says advertising sucks now, I believe,
I know.
since Backpage was shut down.
Tell her I miss
And
her. Hi, Jen.
we have some questions. Of course, Martin Terry says, what is the hardest thing you've ever done to a slave?
The hardest?
Fire them as a slave.
Like, yeah, I guess that would probably be the hardest.
Or break up with them as a slave. I mean,
taking notes?
Hello?
Never good.
We were having some sound problems.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. We totally lost sound for a second. What was the hardest thing you ever done to a slave? I didn't hear anything.
I just said breaking up with a slave or firing a slave, like dismissing them.
How do you break up with a slave? Seriously, because I mean,
You just
you have to be careful.
Like, huh?
You have to
Yeah.
be careful, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times when somebody's already like kind of owned by you, the chances are that like you know them well enough that like you feel like sanity wise it's okay, But yeah, it's kind of like just breaking up. It's not fun. Like it's But usually, if you're breaking or you're firing a slave or breaking up with a slave, however you want to put it, it's well deserved, and they knew it was coming. And like they've had multiple warnings. You know what I mean?
It's like not respecting boundaries and this and that. But that is also a problem. They have a lot of access to you. So there's an element of how petty can they get, or, I mean, I had some bad situations, unfortunately.
I have too.
Yeah.
Really, what's like an example?
knowing all my passwords from putting up clips for me and websites, and then complaining about clips they've appeared in to the websites, getting like blocked off Twitter by reporting me, things like that.
Yeah, I had a guy running all my web stuff, and he went in and he shut down all my websites. He went into my Word and he took out all my like saved documents. He went in my Dropbox, canceled all that, and it was like really, really messed up. Like it was like, yeah, it was super.
It also
messed up.
seems petty.
It's
It was
very,
really
very
petty.
Men are petty.
Yeah, and
It's
like
not
it
cool.
was totally not warranted at all.
And I haven't really had a situation where I had to like break it off and it didn't go to some level where it was like petty and they did something. So that's why I get like people are like, well, why don't you have a slave to that? Why don't you have a slave to that? Well, because I have fucking bad experiences. Like,
They think it's all easy. Like you just have slaves to pick from. Like dependable ones. Someone who
Dependable ones is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're
people who
their
show up.
talent's fine. Like I have a weed slave, but doesn't do anything else.
But get you weed.
Pretty much, yeah. Just
Now,
like
are you a more indica leaning person
only
or
indica.
sativa?
I don't need any more
Understood.
anxiety.
Stan Vladimir asks, "What are your top 3 favorite sessions you have done, separate and together?"
I mean, it's
He's asking for 3.
when
This is a
you've
big
done so
question.
many sessions, it's hard to even like single out.
I know.
I would say we have a lot of fun together, like traveling sessions. We've done a lot of. I mean, we work well together.
Yeah, we've done
I mean,
so many scenes together. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what's my favorite would be.
One time, well, I had 2 sessions with someone from the country Jordan that had followed me and hidden on OnlyFans forever. Kitten was in town, and he came and saw me the first night. I got angry. I yelled at him. I made him leave. He cried, like, everything. But then the next day, me and Kitten were there doing the session. I allowed him to come back, and we just sent him back to the ATM like so many times. So it was like $2,000 each. Okay. That's kind of fun.
Shahid Kapoor says, "Hey girl, if you get a chance, would you trample Nicholas Tanek?" Okay.
What was it?
You want to know if you were going to trample me?
Oh, well, are you
But out of the 2, who likes trampling most?
And let me guess, this guy's fetish is trampling.
Yeah,
I guess, right?
I think I do.
It's pretty brutal.
All right,
I enjoy it, but it's. I think it's
Kayla, why do you like it?
'Cause it's fun. It's empowering. I don't know. I just like it. It's fun. And I mean, when you're trampling somebody, you're not getting somebody that does not want to be trampled. They're totally into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. But you find you get your aggression out?
Not necessarily with trampling. Because trampling you have to be really careful with.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So what you're kind of really
Interesting.
doing when you're trampling is like kind of like leveraging your body weight. Do you know what I mean? Like you have one foot on his, like, I don't know, like on his chest, and then you have one foot on the side of his face, and you're just kind of like going back and forth trying to make sure you're not
one's
doing
my
real
thing.
damage.
Yeah, exactly. You can break ribs or. But yeah, this one's my thing because.
What is it?
Ball busting.
Gary
yeah.
123 says,
I
"Hi,
will
mistress. Do
football
you like barefoot ball busting?"
Yep.
Why
you
do you
enjoy
like barefoot ball busting?
I like barefoot personally because sometimes shoes will hurt you if they have like laces or whatever. I mean, either way, we have a mutual client that we do ball busting with, and like I always end up with bruises either way. But if there's shoes, sometimes it creates barrier. I mean,
And you don't know what you're kicking really with
Yeah.
shoes on. Like with your feet, you can make like, you know what I mean. You have a better
make
aim.
sure it's a squishy part, not their leg.
Yeah.
Or like
Or their
you know,
dick or something.
yeah, exactly. But they always want to put their hands down, so it's like that's another
That's how
part
you
too.
gotta tie 'em up.
Yeah, you gotta tie them up because it's like you're gonna break your hands. If they kick you in the hand, it's gonna break.
That's true. Slang
That's
Wu Chan says, when were you introduced to femdom? Was it in the college days?
I don't think I had a typical college.
Experience,
Yeah.
me neither. Mine was right after
She went away
college.
to college.
Huh?
She went away to college and became a dominatrix.
Yeah.
What are they teaching?
Useful.
All right. Plays ACC opinion on 8SPH.
pretty easy to humiliate. Gives them lots of inspiration
Super
to drop
fun.
them.
Yeah, and I can like pull from
Yeah.
my memories. So
I was actually watching. We did a small penis humiliation clip, and I was showing my friend the first one in the medical room, and he was like laughing so hard. He's like, "How do you guys like get so creative?" It's like I don't. It just makes it so much like easier to just find things to say. You know, sometimes people are like, "Humiliate me," and I'm like, "Well,
I'm like, what
give
kind
me
of humiliation?
inspiration."
Yeah.
What are some creative terms you could use for small penis humiliation?
Tampon.
Winky,
Tampon.
shrimpy,
Shrimp.
Baby dick.
baby dick. Yeah, baby dick's the.
Baby
Calls
dick's
on night
always
part.
good, yeah.
There's a guy, Baby Dick, who calls all of us on night part like every day. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. Once you get into it, it just starts becoming rapid fire.
Yeah, you
It's
just-
just like, you know.
Okay. Okay, Aditya says, "Hi, Mistress. Please share your most memorable session experience." Like I said, there's so many to mention.
Yeah.
And we're probably gonna touch on a bunch of them. Let's see what this one says. Saksham. Does your partners get along with your lifestyle, or is it difficult for you to get into a vanilla relationship?
It depends, honestly. Like,
On what?
it honestly sort of depends on the guy that you're dating. If he's
Yeah.
likable and like, you know, like honestly, if you have good subs and they're and like they want to see you be happy and they understand like there's a
Yeah.
separation, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They will usually be cool if they like the guy, if they think he's a good guy and he's like
Yeah.
worthy in a way, like, you know what I mean?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, you do get jealous people, but yeah,
Yeah. I think the guys are going to like do whatever they can to like get you, so they're going to be okay with anything at the beginning. And then if it becomes a problem later, then you're like, okay, well, fuck you then. But I haven't really had any issues. I mean, who doesn't like having their house cleaned and not having to do it themselves, or
right?
like, you know, having their car washed, or, you know,
Yeah.
babe, I washed your car when you weren't paying attention, and I totally cleaned.
The thing is with all of my friends get messages. Can I be your slave? Can I be your slave? And
Yeah.
a lot of them just flat out go like, "Well, can you mow the lawn? Do you know how to do taxes? Like, do you know? do you
Skills.
It's true though, because everybody wants to be.
do you have a law degree?"
Yeah, right. Mine does, thank God.
Yes.
Ah. So okay, so how do kinky people find love?
It just finds me, like, doesn't leave. I don't know. I have the problem.
That's a good problem to have. Okay, Martin Terry comes in. Long-term chastity may cause the slave to be impotent. What are your views on this?
Mine is already, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean that's something honestly, like if you want to do long-term chastity, that's something like you have to discuss all the pros and cons to doing that, and that's one of the cons. Yeah.
I mean, assessing the risk, and then maybe in healthy ways, you can still do long-term chastity and like be okay. Like, you know, there's like you can let them out more frequently, or they can like, you know, still like not.
And believe it or not, there's doctors that, because I know because my slave went to one, that like are aware of these like devices and can give you like medical advice on how to proceed.
Stan Vladimir comes with the Stan question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it during a session?
Oh shit, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's the Stan question.
Using it in a session makes it more difficult
What would my
because
superpower be?
it would be nice to read minds, I guess,
That's what I was thinking too.
and then you just use mind control with them all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we already do, but on a higher level.
Christian Girl 24. Kayla, it's so great to see you again. You look amazing. This is Aaron, by the way. And Mrs. Jennifer said, I'd always kept my personal and professional career separate. Did I hear medical room? Okay, Stan has a thing for medical play. Since my health issues, I have a new appreciation for medical play. So tell us about your your latest experiences with medical play.
We do have.
Have you saved any lives?
By the way,
What?
we do have a beautiful medical room.
with a fully functioning
Please.
chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to see it real quick?
Yeah.
Sure. We'd
Yeah?
love to. Yes, definitely.
Okay, let's just
Show us your
hope
medical
your
room.
computer doesn't die, or mine. It was dead when we got here. Let's see what you're seeing, but yeah.
That is beautiful. I'm gonna take me off the screen so you.
So yeah, we have that. There's a case of oddities over here and all the knickknacks and
Where your dick will be later.
yeah. And then, skeleton in the back, invasive lights, organ transplant, live, laugh, lobotomy. For the basic bitches out there.
Yeah.
So. Then yeah, if you were to come in for an exam,
Yeah.
bring out the syrup.
That is so impressive. That is
Next
so
up.
impressive. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Many people are very happy. I know one person specifically, his name was Stan, is very happy to see that.
And then we do have a fuck machine in the corner over there. So, make sure we got people. We're proctologists.
Yeah.
All right, so I was thinking of the questions for this interview, and I was looking at old questions, right? And Sunshine said, looked at my summaries and basically said, "That's a lot of CBT." No, that's a lot of CBT. So cock and ball torture was a huge part of our conversations last time. Let's revisit it, shall we? So, what is the most brutal thing you've seen or done lately?
Ooh,
I was here last night. Yeah.
Please tell us all about it.
Well, we actually did a clip with one of our friends who does a lot of ball busting, and I think this was the first time he's ever not really been able to take it.
Yeah, he tapped out really, really early, maybe in the first 35 minutes.
And it was not like him, because usually he can go like crazy. So we did a scene with him in the medical room, actually. It was POV, and it was 4 of us.
Yeah, we basically tied his balls up, and
we put a Cali teeth on it.
Weights.
We
had him like in the stirrups on the medical bed.
Oh, at the chastity cage that also has like a hook on it. So we like.
Oh yeah. And we had it like that string tied around it, so we could like pull. We could all pull on it from different angles.
Yeah, it was.
And then what was the thing we put on towards the end? That like shoe crusher thing.
That's the Cali teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so we tied that up because his balls are like permanently swollen. I think from whatever, clearly being kicked in them for many times. So they didn't really fit. So that's why we tied them. What else?
Oh no, that flat thing.
Oh, the waffler. He made that too.
Oh,
he made that for me. Yeah. So it's well, you want me to run to get it so you can.
You can if you want.
Yeah. It's better if you see it because it's.
Yeah, she's gonna grab it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. So I always ask this question: why do you think men love cock and ball torture? Because it's every interview I ever do, someone comes in, asks about that without fail.
Right. I don't know. Why do you think people like cock and ball torture?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're masochists, and that just happens to be the place where they enjoy it.
I mean, it's a lot of pain. So you have to like genuinely be into pain. I don't think there's like a mental counterpart, really.
Please tell us all about that contraption.
So basically, the person we did the clip with, he made it, and you basically put the balls inside, and then you just go tighter and tighter, tighter, essentially like a humbler, and then they turn into a waffle.
Yeah,
like a waffle maker. And then also keep in mind this person was in chastity, so we have this handy dandy chastity vibrating thing. So the ultimate torture. trying to figure out, does it feel good? Does it hurt? I don't know.
Is it both?
Both. I think associating the pleasure and the pain kind of maybe make people more like into the ball busting situation or like CBT. Because they're like, whoa, some hot girls like near my dick. But like
Probably.
it hurts.
I'm curious about the double dom situation because you two have this beautiful chemistry. You know, it's not just you don't just seem like we're just like you know each other. You genuinely like each other's company, and therefore you could be genuinely brutal together to somebody else. You know, which is delightful. So, first of all, how did you two meet?
Well, I used to session not at a dungeon but at hotels, and so I had to filter so many people because I was just online and you're going into their space. So it was like it took so long before I could accept a session. Basically, like I'd have to online session with them so much, and actually my slave um, would come to me. I live kind of far from like downtown area where a lot of the dungeons are, and they said I think there's a dungeon kind of nearby you. And so I called them and started working at her dungeon. And
And yeah.
yeah.
So when you start off having like a session together, who usually who basically ignites the theme of that specific session? Is it is it basically it's basically due to the client, obviously, right?
Yeah.
What they you know. But how do you plan it out, or do you just really just kind of wing it at the time?
Mostly,
Yeah, 'cause
honestly, you just kind of wing it because I don't like planning because it feels planned.
It feels planned. Yeah, if you want it to be natural, it's like as if you're going home with some girl from the bar and you want to have sex with them, and then you're planning, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And it's
Yeah.
like, well,
So
what the
first,
fuck?
I'm gonna have you on your back, and then
Yeah.
put your left leg up in the air.
You have to be intuitive in the moment and like feed off the energy.
It's
You know.
true. Yeah, that makes you feel more alive. Actually,
Well,
it makes
I
the
mean, 'cause you
moment
don't get,
more
like-
organic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you know what they like and you
Yeah.
know what their limits are, you can like play from there. You know.
Like go with the flow.
Still Dead says, for the record, Kayla's main slave is not impotent and follows a urologist recommended procedure to avoid it. Good to know.
No,
Still
I don't
dead?
know what to say to that, but
Okay. Collected Reader says, if you can do anything to a sub and get away with it, what would your fantasy be to do? Collected Reader asks, if you could do anything to a sub and get away with it. So, okay, this is a hypothetical situation. No one's planning anything. This is all fantasy. All right? This is straight up.
okay, I'm ready.
If you could do anything for a sub and get away with it, what would your fantasy be to do?
I'm gonna take all their clothes and make them run naked, like down the street, and then I'm gonna shoot them with a paintball gun. I thought about this.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I would do what I would want to do to a lot of men who like to talk and be in my way in my space. Is I would just put them in a cage with a ball gag, and they could be let out at appropriate times, like when they need to eat, feed, do stuff for me, go to work, do my errands, and then I don't have to hear them anymore.
And I knew he's gonna come. Our buddy Stan. Me and my dom did a couple of medical play sessions, and she put blood pressure pump on my neck, test blood, breast, and he's obsessed. As he should. I knew he'd love it. Interesting waffle maker.
I will
3D printed.
ask him if it was.
Was it 3D printed? Yeah.
I'm
I
assuming.
want
Dom
yours,
Cummings.
Yeah. Well, good. He better get over here and trust how to use
Yeah.
mine. We've been wanting. I
Don-
got a 3D printer and wanted to make a custom chastity cages because fit is usually an issue. So
Yeah.
As Chastity Queen says, the best chastity device is the one that fits.
Seriously though,
Yeah. people always ask for recommendations, and I'm like, well, I don't know your.
right? I'm like, I can tell you what other
Yeah.
people seem to like, but yeah, like honestly, when
Yeah.
so I actually have a new sub in chastity, like a new sub. And when we were trying to figure out which cage for him, I was like, just buy some cheap ones. Let's figure out what fits and like what like material you like, and then like make the investment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why
I believe last time I asked the question when it comes to chastity, metal, silicone, or plastic. Has that changed, or what
I
do you
think
choose?
long term metal is more hygienic.
Metal's definitely more hygienic, but they do make, I can't remember the name of my sleeve, has one, and it's a silicone one. It's really, really livable.
Okay.
And so this is, I don't know the name of it, but it's supposed to be like a really good one.
Yeah. I just don't like those because they can cut them off.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this one is like literally like was not cheap. And when I say it
Okay.
was not cheap, I mean like I'm guessing about $500.
Okay.
And it's like custom
So
made.
they
They
can't
send
just,
you
like,
a prototype, and then you send it back, and then they send it to you, and then you send it back.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good fit. Okay. Yeah, that's very cool.
Like I said, the best chastity device is the one that fits. Oh, Chastity Queen says that. All right, let's go back to the questions.
Accurate.
Oh, Gold 90 says, do both of you like to watch your slave to suck a dick? Forced by.
Yes.
Do you do?
I do.
Who has a picture of us? Let's exhibit A.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like all my hard work and like fucking 101s paid off.
Yeah. Plus, like, so many dudes want to suck dick. It's just nice to really just bring their
Let
dreams.
them live their best lives.
Make their dreams come true. All right, we have a really cute picture of.
Wait, is it safe? I can't.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's I posted it on Twitter, so that means it should be safe.
That means nothing.
That means nothing at all.
Here.
Well, I didn't get in trouble, so.
They're not in it though. Like you can't see them.
Yeah, you can't really see them. It's just like kind
Right.
of figures in the background, but it's kind of clear what's going on ish. But it's mostly us like being really happy in the front.
So while you find that, Sunshine has a question. Hello,
Oh,
if you encounter.
Oh,
One second. All right.
I mean, we're pretty
So-
good last time.
If you encounter a sissy who is not into humiliation and degradation, what are some suggestions on what to say to your sissy?
You honestly, if you should just be very like nurturing.
Yeah, like they're one of the
good
girls.
Girl, you look so pretty. You know what I mean? You're doing a good job. Because it doesn't have to be for a lot of people. It's not a humiliation thing.
Not
you know?
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that like unless humiliation is a component in most things, like you just treat someone else as if they're another human as well, and so they just want to feel like accepted and feel pretty, and sometimes they don't get that opportunity, and here's probably the only place they get it.
Yeah.
Stan Vladimir is back. What specific type of medical play have you enjoyed the most? So, okay, let's break it down. With medical play, just there is enema play. You have the what kind of
Gynecology.
You have gynecology table. You have what else? Do you ever do stitches and needle sounding?
Yeah, sounding.
Okay, sounding.
Stapler.
So, but out of all those, did you ever make a mangina?
No.
I asked last night, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't down.
We
but,
offered.
We offered. That's funny. No one took your mangina offer. So, out of all those different types of play you could do in that wonderful medical room that you just showed us, what is your personal favorite? What is the one you enjoy the most?
I like sounding.
Yeah, I'm a fan
You like
of
sounding?
Yeah.
Or like body modification, I guess, like how with the staples, or even like I don't know, tattooing my name on a slave's dick or something. Or my face is on my slave's ass, so it's the only person that gets to sit on my face.
My face is on
My name's on my slave's ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my name's. Yeah, okay, I like that quote. I do. It's a good quote. So all right. What? Hi, Nick, and you two love. Happy Labor Day, bro. Thank you, Chris. Matt Merck says, "Who is more aggressive and softer in sessions?"
Depends how annoyed I am. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're both pretty brutal.
It just depends on the session, really.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I don't really think either of our styles are stricter per se than the other. It just kind of depends on the scenario.
Yeah, and if someone's pissing me off, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
fucking
it's different.
mean. I had someone tell another local dom who had sessions, a couple of the girls that I used to work with, or we used to work with, and he said that I was the meanest girl he has ever met. I felt it to be a compliment. But he probably did something to fucking deserve it.
Probably.
You know, I'm not just mean to everybody for no reason. It's like, you know.
You either asked for it or you asked for it.
That's true. Stan Vladimir continues dental play, asylum, surgeon. He's going. He's
Sending us
still.
ideas.
I know, right?
Yeah. Clothespins on the cock and ball. Miss our slave pits. And then what do we have? Saksham says, how do you like the idea of a live-in domestic sissy serving you and your male partner like simple tasks, foot massage while you're both watching TV, cooking, laundry, etc.?
I don't want anyone living in my house, but I'd love for them to be like my neighbor, like right next door, like out of my house, and then just on call. I like my like space, like privacy.
All right, sissy romantic authors. That sissy romantic author, start your book, My Sissy Neighbor. So yeah, it's a.
That would be fucking amazing. Just like a
There you
separated
go.
wall dividing the house, or like maybe the guest house or something.
That's your writing assignment, sissies. I want to see short stories on FetLife by the end of the week. Yeah. Okay. So no. I guess no. That. Have you ever been to Europe? Plays ACC asked.
Yes.
You're about to go, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going back soon.
What part?
I'm going to London.
London. What are you going to do in London? Do you have plans?
It was my best friend's birthday, so that's what he wants to do. So I think we're just going to do like Stonehenge and all that stuff.
All right. We have some questions here that were asked specifically about toilet training. We'll get this out of the way. All right. So what is the fantasy scenario behind this? Because, I mean, it's not just you shit on somebody, right? There's got to be, isn't there like a narrative kind of involved? Like,
The lady comes in and
Oh.
or like, you know, some door-to-door salesman. By the way, I have some Tupperware for you. Come into my office. No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay.
No,
and then Nico,
really, like you just kind of verbalize it before you actually go through with it.
Nico Noir asks, ask her the new full-time protocol. Does she pop poop cherries? I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I
mean, unless she means like, is it a first time that you've done that to a slave?
I guess. Yeah.
So yes.
I don't. That is a limit for me.
All right, we have a question about sissification. Has your attitude towards sissification changed over the years?
No, I mean, I think I've always done a lot of sissification.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
I mean, maybe like we've gotten better outfits over the years.
Yeah, probably. I hope so.
I feel like
another
to help change lives in that way. I feel like I've gotten a lot of like sissies who, you know, were so motivated to like, you know, impress me or be in better clothes. Like, you know, like my slave who we're on a break right now, lost like 80 pounds, like because of, you know, like the motivation of our sessions and wanting to be in better clothes and just like, you know, everything in general. And I mean, when I met him, he was very depressed, and now he's, you know, accomplished a lot in that time because he's been accepted and wasn't before. I think I was the first person he told a secret to on Night Flirt, and he just happened to be in LA. So,
oh, I mean, that is a wonderful feeling to finally like find yourself, so to speak,
right?
And
or
be
like
able to
help
express
somebody
it.
find themselves too. Like
Yeah, exactly. So you are both of you are wonderful forces in this wonderful community. So, all right, what shoe size are both of you? Come right out and say it, Doll 90.
Right?
All right.
Yeah. Right? Is he
are we
buying
getting
us
like
shoes?
tips for this or like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
7.5.
So yeah.
I'm a 6.
Okay. Why do you think the foot fetish is so popular? I mean, and it's almost like the mainstream of kink if you think
It's
about
very
it.
mainstream. Yeah. I mean, because it's been the most open, because I think it's like the
socially
easiest to wrap around.
acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, boobs, butt, feet. It's like, oh, just another part of a woman. So, and it's not like, taboo in society's eyes.
Stan Vladimir says, "Is there ever been a scene in a movie or a show that turned you on yet it wasn't supposed to do that?"
Murder documentaries.
Probably, yeah.
Why do you think? I mean, murder documentaries, murder podcasts, true crime podcasts. Why do you think they're so popular in the last 10 years?
I think like true crime stuff's always sort of popular.
Yeah.
I think honestly your brain wants to figure out who the culprit is. That's why I think we like it so
Or
much.
like the psychology behind, like,
Yeah,
what
or
made you
this-
like this, Like, why are you this person? Nice.
Stan Vladimir says, "My sissy next door neighbor, that could work as a kinky sitcom."
Yeah.
And coming to NBC next summer.
Yeah.
What type of humiliating, degrading things do you enjoy doing the most?
Last night, I was doing a wedgie clip in the other room because we had like a content creator party, so it was just a bunch of aspiring film subs and really cool doms from all over, and I was doing a wedgie clip, and he dropped my spit. It didn't land directly on his face, so he had to like lick it off the floor and made sure it was completely clean. Wedgies are also a good one too. I mean, I guess the whole thing.
And Kayla,
Sorry, what's the question? What type of
what type of humiliating, degrading things do you enjoy doing the most?
I like public humiliation, but also like anything like physical, like spitting, peeing, that kind of thing.
What's a public humiliation that you've done recently, or that stands out?
So I have one guy that it's his own thing. Like I just kind of like accompany.
Oh, yeah.
And so he likes to get dressed, and basically I just drop him off on Ventura Boulevard, and then he like kind of like he'll walk up and down the street by himself, and then gets back in the car, and then I take him to In-N-Out.
All right, we're almost done. So I always do this rapid fire recommendations. They don't have to be kink related. All right. Recommend a film.
Evil Dead.
Yes, the original.
Yep, my favorite movie.
Yes, Sam
Yeah,
Raimi,
favorite childhood movie, I guess.
Bruce Campbell. I did some minor PR for his audiobook, Make Love the Bruce
Really?
Campbell Way, which is very funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is very funny. It's a very funny book. What about you?
Rosemary's Baby, just because I was watching something on it this morning.
Yeah, Polanski.
Or Clearly
Psychic TV.
over here.
Psychic TV did a lot of music. They sampled a lot, like the Pope at Yankee Stadium and all this stuff. Yeah, that's a wild movie. That's a wild movie. Okay, recommend a song.
Let Me Out by NLE Choppa. That's my song right now. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's pretty funny.
There's this guy, his name's like Black Swan, and he has a song called Mommy. It's all about doms that I like love.
I need to hear that.
All right, check that out. Definitely. All right, recommend a book. Any book.
DSM-5.
Well, I've read Trevor Noah's book like 15 times, Born a Crime.
Yes. I'm a fan of Trevor Noah. Yeah, he's great. Daily Show. I'm gonna miss him.
I know. Is there a Daily Show right now? Is somebody doing the Daily Show?
Well, due to the writer's strike, and out there, people
that would
support
make sense.
writers. Pay the writers. Just come on.
Dude,
What
why
are
are
you
they
doing?
paying the
Pay
writers? It's so fucked up.
Really, you need art. You could
They're so dirty.
contribute to
with it.
culture. Contribute to the culture. You know what I mean? Definitely. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Recommend a meal.
Pizza.
Sushi.
Oh, I love sushi. Okay. Gary123 says, "Do you work out every day?"
I haven't worked out in a year.
Like 5 days a week.
I'm getting back to the gym.
Martin Terry asks, "Do you ever feel attracted or feel something special for a slave?"
I mean, it's very situational.
Yeah,
You know?
it's subjective. Yeah, you can.
Well, and slave is kind of a vague term as
Yes.
well, because like a lot there's some clients, there's slaves, there's people that are not slaves at all and just like kink. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to categorize. Like my personal slaves, no.
Have you had a session where you accidentally injured yourself or a client, which wasn't intended?
Well, I get bruises a lot
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
time on my
I've
feet from ball
broken
busting.
nails and stuff.
Oh
It's no
fuck,
fun.
broken nails. That's why I don't do wrestling sessions anymore.
Yeah, for real.
You don't do that. That's why I don't do wrestling sessions. Okay, that leads to a story, and the journalist in me needs to know that. What led to you having that conclusion? Yeah, that's why I don't do wrestling sessions anymore. Like, is there a time that there's something? Did something happen?
So I used to have this guy that would do wrestling, and so he didn't really want wrestling so much as he wanted me to like punch him in the head. And honestly, I broke so many nails doing that shit, like I couldn't do it anymore.
Well, that guy that fucking got you and me, remember that you
Oh,
fucking
that fucking asshole, yeah.
Okay, so this fucking he works for NASA. Found him on Facebook. He came in for a wrestling session and didn't have the money and asked to pay on PayPal. I didn't have PayPal, so he did Amazon. And like, I did the session, and it was like supposed to be non-competitive wrestling, but it was a little bit more competitive. I got my nails done that fucking day.
Oh yeah,
That fucking day, and then broke it and busted it down so low. Like, and then he charged back the fucking Amazon, and then came Audacity coming to the same dungeon and did it to her PayPal.
Yeah.
Same exact act. Like,
Motherfuckers.
yeah.
I hate that shit. Seriously.
I was about to walk down and fucking ask right then and there.
All right, we're winding it down, but back to events. All right. For someone who's never been to an event before, I mean, there's people who go to munches, there are people who kink out with their partner and stuff like that. But an event is a different thing. There's an event really is made out of love. It make money, but still, it's also the love of the culture and kink as well. So, but there's a certain etiquette that people should have. So let's say I've never been to an event before ever. What would you take us through it? What do they do? Where do they find it? Where do they like your event? Where would they find
Honestly,
your event? Where would they
right
get
now-
a ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think most
sorry, say
people
that
are
again?
finding it on Fat Life right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like some Twitter, some like old
Mhm.
clients or some regulars are coming, but
Yeah.
like most of the people that we don't know are coming from Fat Life right
I
now.
feel like my like slaves and clients don't like coming because they don't get to spend time with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're working,
busy,
and
yeah.
we're too busy, and it's like people come to see. We have a lot of like newer girls, so it's kind of like it's our opportunity to help like train them, see how they interact, and also it's like we're pulling from like our clients and our followings to get people there. I think. So then it ends up being like we get a lot of new people, people we don't know, or people like you know what I'm saying that
Yeah.
are coming to see specifically us. So that I know it's hard to delegate time properly.
Yeah.
For people who haven't like let's say they walk in the door for the first time and stuff, and there are people there. There's stuff going on that they've never seen before all together at once.
Right.
It's one thing to see it on the internet alone, it's another thing to see it with a lover or to take notes, but to see it in front of you for the first time, like what should they expect when they come to an event like yours?
I mean, respecting boundaries is going to be a huge one because of stuff like that. Because if you see one thing, you can't like assume that there's like a blanket, like, oh, this person's like down to do anything. You know what I mean? It's not like that. I think that's been an issue. But like, yeah, you come in and you have a foot fetish and you just want to see a few girls and their feet all at the same time for whatever. And then you walk in and you see some dude sucking another dude's dick. I mean, could be probably daunting. But also they need to understand that like their kink is not the only kink, and they can't think like. I feel like some people think there's like a hierarchy of kink. Oh well, I don't do anything weird. I just like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
People
okay,
say that
bro.
all the time.
Yeah.
No, you're weird just like me. You're weird.
Yeah, we're all fucking weird.
Yeah, we're all fucking yeah. Seriously. Okay, so for someone who wants to like start an event and Do you work with other people, other event coordinators and planners and other
We haven't
places for
yet. We
ideas?
probably will in the future, but right now, like, we're so new.
Yeah.
We're just like getting things started out ourselves, you know?
But
Well,
we are
what's inspired?
also implementing like hopefully hosting or like hosting for other people to throw their own events
Yeah.
too, and like workshops and stuff. We have bachelor parties.
And not till
Oh.
May.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stuff like that.
What and many events have themes, you know. So I went to the last event I went to had a like a Midsummer Night's Dream theme. There was yeah, seriously, there was Puck, there was water running around and stuff like that. It was wild. A lot.
That's awesome.
It was wonderful. It was very pretty and creative. And shout out to everybody at Mischief Manor.
My
And
my
Mr.
one of
Shari.
our slaves that is kind of everybody's slave. He's took me and my
He's kind of everybody's slave.
yeah.
I love that.
He's around.
community.
Yeah. Took me and my boyfriend to Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah.
And yeah, you were to come. Yeah.
So yeah, so a lot of these parties have themes. What themes would you like to see? Not necessarily you'll throw, but at parties you'll throw. But like, what are some themes that like just come to your head that would be kind of like, yeah, I can see that.
Like superhero villain.
Okay,
Power where it's all forced by. Like cock.
Yeah.
cocktail. Oh yeah, I get it. Okay, or force by. It's good. Write that down. And
Like,
superheroes. Would you be able to mix them both? Like have superheroes cocktail hour?
Well, we should find out.
So people should just suck each other's dicks in superhero outfits.
Yeah. They just have to wear
Yeah.
As long as there's a cape involved.
See, we have a new party idea. See,
Yeah.
you get the comic book heads in there. You know, no, it's good. It's money.
Or
You never
So
know.
that's
Possibilities are endless.
now these events. One of the main things for events, which I want to help in any way, shape, or form, and so that means spreading knowledge, spreading information. How can we make money as events, as an event planner, as someone who wants to event? Like, what are things that we have to watch out? Or you have to watch out for to make sure, like, you know. Getting money up front, half on certain things. There's legal issues, there's contract issues, there's just insurance issues. Can be, you know, how do you even approach that?
I mean, you have to kind of think about a lot of factors too. Since we are new, I think we have very reasonable ticket prices, and ours are billed differently. Where
Yeah.
they're like paying for sessions, and like there's pay to play within the parties.
So like 90% of our parties are mostly like pay to play, meaning like it's a really cheap door fee, and then
Mhm.
they do mini sessions with the DOMs for like a cheap fee. And a lot of the reason that we're doing that is so the new girls can get experience.
Mhm. And then people can also like maybe meet the right fit. You know,
That's a lot of it too.
Yeah, you know, the mingling and I mean,
You
just
start,
like
like, you get
games
to know
and group
people,
play.
yeah.
Yeah, and just feeling comfortable because so many people don't want to come to parties because there's not enough privacy. But our space is actually really good for that because there's so many private rooms, so that gives everybody the opportunity.
To have private
Yeah.
play if they want that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are all these other factors. So let's say I've never been to one of your parties, and I don't. I'm a good-hearted person, and I want to have everything ready. So there are certain things that need to be required. There are certain parties around here that you need to be vaccinated. You know, there's certain parties that don't care. There are certain, you know, it all depends. Are there any precautions or people that have to take at your parties for anything, like vetting? For perfect example, do they need a reference to get in?
Anyone can buy a ticket, but on the tickets, when you make the tickets, you can add in questionnaires specifically geared to like the parties. Like for like last night, for example, we had the content creator party and the film sub party. So there was like a list of questions that people had to answer as far as things like that. Other than that, we're fairly welcoming as far as the community goes, and people usually like to reach out to us first because they can't get the address until they ask
Yeah,
us.
you have to get the address through us since it's a private location.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like the rave days when I in New York City. You have to wait like an hour before they open it. People have, like through a cell phone. This is before cell phones. You have to go to like a payphone and get it.
Like
I'm
the underground raves.
dating myself. Yeah, underground shit. Yeah. Stan Vladimir, we're almost done. Which actor or actress would you like to have as a sub?
Kevin Gates. I don't know. He does that fucking come. He doesn't come.
It doesn't come.
No. He does it's like a spiritual thing for him. Like he only comes if he's trying to like reproduce or whatever. So like he
How
like
do you just
holds
not
his
nut?
I don't know. It's some spiritual shit for him, but I'm into it.
Does he fuck?
Yeah, he fucks,
But just doesn't nut.
but doesn't not. Yeah.
He doesn't get
So
cranky?
Kevin Gates, if you're listening to this,
I
Yeah,
I
Kevin,
get cranky.
come to our show. Come to an event.
an event.
Come on, you'll up the ticket sales.
I mean, this is a
Guest
hard one.
appearance.
I don't discriminate. I'll take them all. Just come on. What
He doesn't
what can you do for me?
He doesn't come. Oh my god.
That's so gnarly.
I mean, sex is not just the orgasm. I highly believe that. It's
Well, yeah.
yeah.
I'm just saying in general, if I don't come, like, because sex doesn't have to be involved to come, you know? I mean, if you don't nut, like, get cranky.
It's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Right?
Why deprive yourself of that? Okay, Stan Vladimir. Kinky Comic Con, nice. You could have a couple of Deadpool as your subs. He's already thinking.
Yeah,
So
no,
let's
man.
I
talk.
like the jokes, yeah.
Yeah, what happens in party? So what happens in parties? And Miss Jennifer answers, go to one of those parties and find out. Just saying.
Yeah,
So, okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
Before we end, just let's fantasize together. Let's say you have endless resources. Endless, you can do anything you want. Anywhere in the world. Both of you, Venus and Belle, set up. What do you do? Anything. You go, let your imagination run wild.
I would love a vacation party, like kind of like how like Sissy Manor was, like, but like just somewhere fucking really cool. We just have like a house of slaves, just like doing whatever we want while we're vacationing. That'd be. I know that one.
You have a fantasy about like having like a crazy like Halloween party where there's like
Oh.
human furniture and shit.
Oh well, that's coming up actually in October.
October
26th?
13th. I don't know I don't know if we'll have human furniture, like literal lamps with lights, but that's what I'm aspiring towards.
If you're willing and able to.
Yeah, I don't know how to figure out the electricity part, but
Oh yeah, you could say. Well, you know what we
I
did.
saw it in a porn one time, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This is my dream."
One time we stuck candles in a bunch of their
Yeah.
buttholes for someone's
We can
birthday, and lit candles.
Just candlelight.
Blew out the happy birthday candles, but maybe just it could be like a, your butthole could just be like a little.
Like a big candle stand.
Obviously, like not a hot burning candle, like one of the ones specifically.
Yeah, with a battery.
Yeah. Or no, like the low burning wax,
Yeah. The sex candles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we, protect your butthole.
It's very important to protect the butthole. Human furniture. There's tables, chairs, ottomans, beds. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like taxidermy.
Which one do you like the best? For human furniture, what do you find most useful in your human furniture?
Oh, footstools nice.
Footstools are good. Or chairs.
Yeah. If they're comfy chair. Yeah, they have to be like broad and like, not like a bony, like, yeah.
Mark Hubner says, "Good evening, ladies. You got this." Okay. We have another question. If you could interview, you can meet any person, living or dead. Who would you want to meet?
Wow, that's like. There's a lot of people.
I know. I'm like, let me think.
Cardi B right now, maybe probably, because she'd be a lot of fun, and we're both crazy.
I'm like, who would I like to meet? Like, there's people I really admire, but I'm like, do I want to meet them?
There's different levels of it, yeah. I also don't want to ruin how
Billie
I have
Eilish. I'm like in love with her. So Billie
or Bob Dylan, because I love.
Do you know? I'll tell you later.
No.
Oh, I think.
All right. What's the next question? Yeah. How has kink basically helped your life? So this is a positive show. I'm not like seriously. How has this lifestyle helped?
As a dom, it's really, really empowering.
Yeah.
And like sometimes as women, like
Yeah.
you need that.
And both of us kind of found the scene very similarly, and I think we both were in a place where we needed that empowerment, and it's given independence, freedom, the ability to help people. There's not really. There's obviously negatives to the job, but for the most part, it's like you can feel like doing something for the world, and people don't realize that.
Yeah, people are very judgy about it, but they don't realize
Yeah.
like how much it actually helps people.
Yeah.
Totally agree. So I do. It saved my life, honestly.
Same.
Yeah,
I started interviewing people. I was sick. I was dying, and the people I interviewed and the fans just kept me going. I owe it to the kink community in many ways. So thank you, both of you.
Thank
So
you.
what's next on this kinky journey you're going on in life? What's next?
Well,
Well,
we just acquired the next door space as well.
yeah, so we'll be expanding.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be really exciting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those are some secret surprises, but that's kind of the start of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what's coming next. Yeah.
And how can people get in touch with you? Basically, I mean, what's the best ways?
So they can
It's always changing.
email us.
And it's venusandbells@proton.me.
It's way easier. DMs are hard to check sometimes.
Yeah, because you just
they're
get so many
flooded.
DMs.
Yeah. So at least if people email,
Yeah, if you
curious.
email us, it's way easier.
Or you could buy party tickets and come talk to
And
us
just show up.
personally.
Yeah.
Then you can get a hold of us for sure. You can't help it.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any final things you want to say to everybody out there?
I don't know, man. Support your local kinky people.
Yeah.
Find ways, make ways. I don't know if you're in the kink community that we can safely have platforms like you're trying to do, or network, or stop keeping us in the dark or in a villainized position.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, kinky people, they're coming for us. We got to stick together.
They stay coming
Yeah.
for us.
They
Like,
coming
whatever.
for us, yeah.
Now more than
We
ever.
always find a way.
We
Now-
always
yes.
find a way.
Kinky people find a way. Damn right. Damn right. We're in this together. And with that, everybody, please follow me on Twitter, Nicholas Tanek. Your kinky friends on FetLife, one word. And there's Patreon. There's a Discord chat group. At Friends Kinky is also Nicholas Tanek. Just look up Nicholas Tanek. And support kinky people. YourKinkyFriends.com. And with that, remember the cardinal rule. Be cool, be kind, keep an open mind. Take care.